Welcome. This is How to Be a Legacy-Minded Father, Build a Powerful and Resilient Body with the Nedu Path 3-Step System. This is for busy dads in their 35 to 45 years of life who want to grow spiritually and physically for their kids. All right, so let's start. So first question I have is it worth your time? I understand that time is precious, and I know that you have a lot of things you have to do in your life, especially as a dad and father of who knows how many kids. So I want to be respectful of your time and make good use of our time. So make sure we get to the point, don't waste time. And I want you to know that I am appreciative that you are taking the time to watch this webinar here. So time is precious. We understand that. So what is this all about? Is this worth your time, what I'm going to talk about in this webinar? Well, I'm going to let the results speak for themselves. You can check out what some of the guys have accomplished in this community just from their bodies and their make of work. This is what they've accomplished, and I'm proud of these men. I'm proud to call them my friends. I'm proud to call them my clients. I'm proud to call them, these are men who are legacy-minded individuals. That is what they are. And so let's move to the next slide. Is it worth your time? Well, hey, guess what? You can actually be, for the next 20, 25 minutes, spend your time watching Breaking Bad or another season or episode of God knows how many seasons there are of Game of Thrones, or you can be bettering your life. I'll let you decide if it's worth your time. I want to say if you stay towards the end, I will send you the training notes. I'll send you the recording replay of this, and I'll also give you the opportunity to schedule a consult to customize this system or path that I've created to meet your needs. So one thing first, I have an agreement I want you to do for me. So if I promise to give you the Nedu Path in its entirety, will you give me your attention? Will you watch this and you'll get a call at the end? That's the agreement I want to make with you today before we get to talk. I come from a coaching background, and as a coach, we make agreements. I give you my best, and you respond with action. Action trumps thinking about doing things all the time. So for the next 20 minutes, I want you to grab a pen, grab a paper, and I want you to start taking notes. Wherever you take notes, whether it's your mobile phone or on the desktop, I want you to take notes. I want you to listen and dial into what I'm about to talk about for the next 20 minutes. If 20 minutes could change your life, if 20 minutes could better your life, would you commit to it? Hope the answer is yes, which is why you're still on here, all right? So who am I and why should you listen to me? Well, my name is Martin Chinedu Igwagu Jr., aka Nedu. If you're wondering where the last name comes from, it's of Nigerian descent. That's where my family comes from. I was actually born in Austin, Texas. And first off, you shouldn't listen to everyone on the internet. Ha ha. Look at their credentials first. And so I'm going to show you some of my credentials throughout this presentation here. So I'm owner of Nedu Fitness and creator of the Nedu Path. I live in Austin, Texas, like I said, with my beautiful wife, Joanna, and my beautiful daughter, Mila. So some of my credentials, I'm a Nike master trainer. I've been working with Nike for over 9 years now, working with their professional athletes and their talent. As a contract trainer as well, I am a fitness consultant with Nike as well. So I have over 10 plus years in the industry. I have a BS in kinesiology from the University of Texas Hook'em. I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist, corrective exercise specialist, Viper trainer, certified online trainer, graduate from the School of Ministry. And I have over 10 plus years working in ministry with men, marriage, and the youth as well. So these are some of the churches I've worked with, and I've also been a missionary in various degrees to speaking in Latin America, in Africa, and to traveling to Mexico. So I have a vast background in working in ministry, and I also attended a school of ministry back then. So if you're looking at the picture, those are some of the guys that I do life with. Those are my armor bearers, the guys that I do life with in community. So next up, also, I am a graduate from the University of Texas. So I actually played football for the University of Texas as a walk-on. That's my little girl, Mila. She's growing up so fast. And also, of course, I've done different types of shoots for Nike through a fitness consultant base, or as a model, or as a coach working with their athletes. It's my beautiful wife in our matching pajamas. You gotta have matching pajama Christmas cards. If you don't have some, get some. And then I also work also as an educational role with Nike, and working with different trainers and coaching and teaching as well. So what is my vision? So before I even get into the vision, I want to say something first. Is I grew up without a father. And because I grew up without a father, now I did have a male presence there, but I did not have a father present here. That's a vast difference. It's a huge difference. And so I went through life looking to find what it is to be a man or a father in different things, whether it was cars, it was women, or it was materialistic things. And so these were things that I gravitated towards to get my identity or sense of security out of. Even playing football for the University of Texas. But when those things went away, my identity crumbled. So this is where, and this is why I created the Nedu Path, because I have this vision. In scripture, it says in Proverbs 29:18, this is the King James Version, it says that where there is no vision, the people perish. So this vision comes from seeing a world where there are men that are actually leading, men that are not just present physically, but men that are there actually mentally and spiritually leading their families. And I use this picture of a warrior, of a Spartan warrior, as they are learning to follow Christ. This is a cross in the middle. So they shall learn to lead their family. The greatest leaders come from men who choose to serve and to lead a life that God has for them. So the Lord is with you, you mighty men of valor. This is where our strength comes from. But we must recover. We must walk and operate in who God has called us to be. Learn to follow him. And so we shall learn to follow, or to lead, our families and to leave a legacy of faith. Well, why is this important? I want you to look at the next slide here. Why is it important? So, my clicker is not working. So, all right. So why this is a problem. So the problem, and why, I want to do something about it, why it matters to you. So there's a father absence crisis in America. According to the US Census Bureau, 19.7 million children, more than 1 in 4, live without a father in the home. Consequently, there's a father factor in nearly all social ills facing America today. And this is based in 2017's study by the US Census Bureau. So some of the stats they found is that children who grow up in fatherless homes have a 4 times greater risk of poverty. They are 7 times more likely to become pregnant as a teen. They're 2 times more likely to suffer from obesity, and they're 2 times more likely to drop out of high school. You see, dads who accept the mantle of home leadership and accept that they, not sports stars, I put starts in there, pop culture icons, or Hollywood celebrities are the role models for their kids. These are men who are leading, and they're not letting society dictate how their kids will grow up. You see, leadership at home is captured in this statement. And I love this. This is from Michael Hyatt. It says, "My child is a product of my parenting. Any other view of parenting is irresponsible folly. Excuse making is never part of a leader's world. And our society is lost when men do not step up to lead." We're called to be this royal priesthood. We're called to be leaders in our home. So if we do not lead intentionally, everyone's a leader. Some people just don't know it. And they're not intentional about where they're leading people to. So if we want to build this legacy to where we're not having daughters that are involved in sexual promiscuity because they didn't have a father that was there for them, or men that grow up without a father figure looking to women to validate them, so they get involved in pornography and paying for prostitution, right? Like, these are ills to our society. So if we want to see this change, we must have men step up and walk into their calling. Legacy-minded men who are resilient, both physically and spiritually. So how to be a legacy-minded father, build a powerful and resilient body with the Nedu Path 3-step system. So number 1, reprogram your life in just 5 minutes a day. Second step is repair your surroundings. And the third step is to reinforce a legacy of a kingmaker. So reprogramming your life in just 5 minutes a day. So this is the red pill. You've probably seen this from the Matrix. I show you this reality, the reality that you're living, and I show you actually the truth and how they contradict each other. So I want to show you this reality that you're currently living in. So you're a father, right? And you know, before I get started, I want to teach you this common misconception that most fathers make in their efforts to live a healthy lifestyle. So you're a dad, you want to know, how do I start living a healthy lifestyle? So what do? You go to Google. And Google, you type in how to live a healthy lifestyle, or maybe you're asking Siri or Alexa. So you'll see a list of things you need to stop doing in order to live a healthy lifestyle, right? Like cut down on use of tobacco and alcohol, or possibly do this cleanse. So what do? You start a cleanse. And maybe this is what triggered you, right? You're out with your friends and you run into a college buddy. How about that? Let's say you run into a college buddy and he says, oh man, you've put on a couple pounds or a few pounds. And your wife's like, a few pounds? He's put on a ton of pounds. And so this triggers you. So you get upset and you decide to start doing something about it. So just like going to Google, you saw that this is how you should live a healthy lifestyle. So what do? You start doing that, right? So you're on the latest cleanse, latest diet. You're cutting out on sugar. You're not drinking alcohol. And it lasts for just a little bit of time and you stop doing it. You're unmotivated now. So you try a different thing. You go to Men's Magazine. You look at a different workout. You look at the Atkins diet, the Zone diet, the Paleo diet, the Whole 30 diet, and you try it for 30 days, and you're off and up and down, up and down. Maybe it lasted a week. And then you fail. Chances are you keep trying different things and you keep getting the same result, which is no long-term result. You fail again and again and again. And you keep trying different things and again and again and again. It's this cycle. Chances are that's you. So what's the problem with this? See, so no matter what you do, you start and end, restart in this cycle because you don't have the ability to reprogram. What do I mean by this? Let's get to the next slide. So what I have found, what I started to learn is that there are these habits that have to do with nutrition, with training and spirituality, right? Your walk with God, that if I can get you to do them, it becomes automatic over time, even though you hate doing them. But the more and more you start to do it over time, it becomes automatic. It takes less and less energy to do. This is sort of like brushing your teeth. So if, as you're watching this, how many people actually brush their teeth every single day? For 90% of you, you probably raised your hand. For 10% of you, you're gross. You should be brushing your teeth every single day. Why do we brush our teeth every day, right? We don't like doing it, but you do it every day because you want to avoid gum disease, gingivitis, cavities, or going to the dentist, right? So you keep going back to the dentist. And we don't like going to the dentist. It's a big effort, right? You go once or twice a week, that becomes a lot. It's not simple enough. It's a huge effort to make time out of your day to go visit the dentist, and you hate it, right? So what you're trying to do by doing all of these different diets and transform your entire life by trying this new cleanse right here, right? It's a lot like going to the dentist. It's big effort. You go once, you go twice, you go 3 times, maybe a week, and then eventually you stop. When actually you should be focusing on simply brushing your teeth every single day. You see, the reason why most people fail is because you've not taken this simple approach to simply brushing your teeth every day. Not starting a new diet, a new workout program. Is simply brushing your teeth every day. And it takes 5 minutes, right? If you want to get fancy, you could do other things. Get an automatic brush, but that's simply it. So I want to show you some of the results of one of the guys who used this same approach. This is Pastor Gates. We call him Swole Gates. Before he was taking tons of boot camp classes, and he was doing what he read on Google. He had low energy, he was out of shape, and he had low back pain, and he was a yo-yo dieter. So he approached nutrition, training the same way, right? I'm gonna sign up for 30 boot camp sessions. I'm gonna try this low sugar, no sugar diet. And what happens? He kept in this endless cycle. So afterwards, after doing this, taking him through this my Nedu Path, he built a muscular physique. He lost 10 pounds of body fat. He increased his energy and spend more time with his wife and kids. No more yo-yo dieting. He's applied this simple approach every single day to doing something, to moving literally every single day. And these are some of the words he said from his successes. He's become much stronger. His core and back are strong. No more lower back pain. He feels physically, emotionally, and spiritually stronger. He's more athletic. He says, I'm no longer experiencing aches and pains from not exercising. Because that's what normally would happen. He'd exercise for a whole bunch of days in a row, and then he just would not, because he got burnt out. Instead, he did something every single day, and this is what he's got, what he ended up with. And he's been working with me for over 2 years now. Let's go to the next one. All right. This is number 2, repair your surroundings. So as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. I truly believe this. This is Proverbs 27:17. So what happens? You set off in an attempt to live a healthy lifestyle. You say, hey, I'm not going to drink alcohol, right? I'm not going to slam on nachos and pizza. I'm just going to cut it all out. So you get invited by your friends to go out, downtown, right? Here in Austin, Texas, it's 6th Street. Hanging out. Friends are like, hey, just have one drink with us. You're like, no, I'm on a new diet. I'm doing a cleanse actually right now, and alcohol is not a part of my cleanse. So as the night starts to progress, it's starting to get late at night, and your friends continue to peer pressure you, right? You're like, okay, hey, I'll have just one drink. One drink becomes 2, 2 drinks becomes 5, and next thing you know, you've just pretty much, your diet's gone to trash. You're eating late night food. Maybe you're getting taquitos at Whataburger. Here in Texas, that's what we have, Whataburger, or In-N-Out Burger if you're in California. And so your nutrition has gone out the window. This is Will Ferrell partying. Chances are that's you, right? It's your surroundings. That is what's influencing you. What if I told you that your weight is the average of the 5 people that you're around? See, chances are you don't look like an athlete because you don't hang around other athletes. Chances are, if you were friends with Bill Gates or very wealthy Warren Buffett, you'd probably be doing things a lot differently. If your friends were warriors and built with warrior physiques, you'd probably look like them. Chances are that's not you, but that's what it takes. See, you might not have escaped your environment, but you have the ability to choose what your environment's going to be right now. You can make a decision to change or to upgrade your environment. You might even see that as you're starting to change your life and going in the right direction, that there are friends in the past who want more, and they leech onto you and they start trying to bring you down. Now it's time to cut them out and upgrade your environment. So this is Mr. Mosby. We call him the Champ Mosby. Before, he could not commit to a consistent workout schedule. Had low confidence in the gym. His bench press was at 135 max. He had poor workout and recovery nutrition. Did not have an athletic physique, and he was around toxic friends. Not as many guys who were working out as often. Afterwards, taking him through the Nedu Path, he works out 3 to 4 times a week consistently with athletic friends who are also in the gym. He upgraded his environment, right, with his friends who are athletes. They love God and they're successful in their businesses. And so the same thing started to come on to him. He increased his confidence working out in the gym, built an athletic physique, and packed on 10 pounds of muscle and lost 2 inches around the waist. He increased his energy levels, and his healthy workout nutrition habits and recovery have improved, and now bench presses over 225. See, he's around, his environment changed. He's around people who also, their environment upgraded. So, and number 3, reinforce. This is the legacy of a kingmaker. I love this verse. It says, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, Proverbs 13:22. And when it says inheritance, I don't mean just financial. Confidence, faith, perseverance, overcoming, resiliency, power. Now, here's the mistake many people make. They live a life that's solely based on them. The whole scope of achieving things comes from what they can get from it. See, their worldview is based on how they feel. It's all about them and not about others. Now, you might be making this decision to do something for yourself. But there's actual fallacy in that. See, people achieve great things when there's a cause greater than them. See, when there's a cause greater than you, now you can look past you. You can look beyond you to your children's children and those you affect. And now you start to achieve great things. So I want to show you in this community, these are men who are like-minded, men who want to achieve great things and who look beyond themselves for wanting to live a healthy life, to build a resilient body. See, their why is greater than them. It's for their generations of children that come after them, their grandchildren and great grandchildren. They're not just working out just to look good and feel good. They're working out because they know that they must lead by example. And if they ever expect for them to continue to play with their children, and for their children to play with their children or their grandchildren, that it starts with them, that the bar starts with them, right? They set the tone for what comes after. Proverbs 13:22 says, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children. I love that these men are working out for a greater purpose. These men are working because that is a legacy-minded individual. This is a kingmaker. See, a king doesn't just look to what he can achieve and gain in this life. He looks at what he can leave for the next of kin, for those that come after him. What mark is he going to make in this world? What legacy is he going to make? And that is a kingmaker. How can he make other kings? So a life worth living is truly a life of serving others, helping others achieve greatness. Give and it will be given unto you. See, time, money, as you pour into other people, helping them to achieve greatness in their own lives, helping them to repair their families and to speak life into other people. See, we motivate and help each other get to where we want to in their families. And this is a legacy-minded individual. Results. This is my guy, Eric. So before he was sluggish, he's feeling out of shape, low on energy, had low back pain when working out, knee pain when jogging, loved to jog. He was unable to do unassisted pull-ups, and he can do unassisted pull-ups now. Now, I love his story. See, Eric didn't volunteer as much. Like, now he does. He pours his life out into other people. He works out not just for himself, but for his children, to be an example as he serves in the church on a leadership capacity, him and his wife pouring into other couples. He works out 3 to 4 times a week consistently, serves his church in various leadership roles, has more energy and strength to play with his 2 kids and spend time with his wife. No more knee or lower back pain, no more knee pain when jogging. That's why I'm excited that I've worked with Eric, because I've seen his transformation. He's more involved in the church. He's volunteering more. He has more energy to do that now. This is a legacy-minded man, and I'm proud to have worked with him. Actually, it's an honor to have been his coach. This is the type of men that are in our community. So recap, how to be a legacy-minded father, build a powerful and resilient body with the Nedu Path 3-step system. So we talked about reinforce, legacy of a kingmaker, and repair your surroundings, reprogram your life in just 5 minutes a day. And here are some of the results of guys that I have taken through this path. This is Pastor TG. So he was a weekend warrior, very sporadic, playing basketball on the weekends, pretty much just hurting his body. So his joints hurt when he would work out, had lower back pain, and he was type A personality, lots of coffee and Red Bull throughout the day just to help his energy levels and to take care of others. You know, he's also a pastor, medical device sales rep, and he didn't take care of himself. That wasn't legacy-minded. He was getting burnt out. After taking him through this path, couple things about him. He's a former collegiate basketball player, type A personality, which I already said. He's a father of 3, and now he lives an active lifestyle, regularly lifts and does cardio, loves to go jogging, improve healthy eating habits, increase strength, and he grew closer with his wife and kids. And now they're taking up that same example as they continue to work out, to play sports, to eat healthy, right? They want longevity so that he can continue to do what he does best, is to minister to the hurt and sick, right? He travels to hospitals praying over the sick and people that are dying. Now he has more energy and power to do that. And he's setting the tone for what other people are gonna do. My boy, Mr. Mark the Cannon, he's a former D1 college athlete at UT. He's a father of 3. He had a busy work schedule, and after playing football in college, he just did not know how to work out or what to do. He was working out for himself when he was playing in college. So now he works out for his 3 kids. He's lost 18 pounds and put on muscle. He's transformed his eating habits and increased his energy levels and lives an active lifestyle. And in doing so, he's actually grown closer to God. He's a family man, a businessman. Frank the Tank. So they called him Frank the Tank for a reason. He loved to pound alcoholic beverages. All right. He had low self-esteem. If you don't know, that's him. He's a graduate from Texas. He's in there with the great Vince Young, who should have won the Heisman. But hey, we got the national championship against USC. Anyways, Frank had low self-esteem, some addictions that he was dealing with, and didn't really know his way around the gym, wasn't even working out, and low energy levels, crummy diet, and working with me for over a year now going on 2 years. He's increased his strength levels. He's lost over 80 pounds in a little over a year, and he's only been working out 2 times a week. See, taking him through this path, he's been able to connect regularly, frequently with men wanting to grow spiritually. He's become legacy minded because he knows he wants to set precedents for his grandchildren and children's children and children's children's children. So he transformed his eating habits and he increased his energy levels. And this is just one of many of the results that have come from taking him through the Nedu Path. So let's transition. So I've shown you how to do it, right? Most people won't. They won't do any of this. Where could you be in 12 months is what I want you to think about right now. In 12 months, where could you be? What does that look like? What does it feel like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What do you see? Remember the agreement we had? At the start of this, I asked that if I could show you the Nedu Path, would you agree to get on a call with me? If so, here's your opportunity. This is your call to action. I want you to book your free consult and I'll customize the 3 pillars for you. That's right. I'll customize the 3 pillars for you, and this is where you go. See, one thing I want to ask you is, what if 10 minutes could change your life? Only 10 minutes. What would you do? Who could you be? What legacy would you leave? So I want you to click below, book the call with me. It's 10 minutes. And I want to thank you for taking time on this webinar. Whoa, I got a quick question before we go off. Again, is 10 minutes of your time worth it? And are you going to watch information and not do anything, or are you going to do something? When is the best time to start? Actually, it was yesterday. See, there's a reason why you're watching this right now. You're here for a very specific reason. You're not where you want to be. So now it's time to do something about that.